Lawmakers debate the next round of coronavirus relief legislation. Democrats are renewing calls to cancel student loan debt due to the pandemic. But if that happens, who's going to foot the bill? Here's what a group of college students had to say. Here's that.
Who should pay to cancel the student loan debt?
That I have no idea. I'd say the government. I have no idea.
There's a lot of talk about, what the government is allocating funds to.
The more wealthier people in this country.
Top 1% is a common answer for that question.
You have nothing more to spend your money on, so might as well help someone in need, right?
All right, joining us now to discuss, Eduardo Neret, digital reporter for Campus Reform. Eduardo, good to see you. I'm just curious to get your understanding. Did you expect these kind of answers? Did it make you laugh at times? Give me your thoughts on it.
Well, you never know what to expect with these students, but because there are renewed calls right now during the coronavirus to cancel student loan debt, I wanted to see what the latest was. I wanted to see what the latest opinions were. And so a lot of these students, as you saw in the video, they initially came out and said the 1% have to pay, the rich have to pay, the wealthy have to pay. And when I pressed them towards the end of the conversation, a lot of them said, I asked them, who is really going to pay, though? Do you really think the 1% is going to pay? And a lot of them said, no, I think the taxpayers are going to be on the hook. And this is the problem, right? Democrats, a lot of politicians out there talk about canceling student loan debt, making it disappear. And at the end of the day, that's not possible. That's not how economics works. It's always going to be passed to somebody else. The cost is going to pass to someone. And more often than not, it's the taxpayers. The students seem to understand that after talking to them. You can't just make debt disappear.
I actually have that soundbite. I'm going to play this for everyone of what you're alluding to there about the understanding of the taxpayers paying. Here's that.
I have a feeling it's probably going to come from taxpayers.
I guess from taxes. I'm not sure.
I have no clue, but probably taxpayers.
I feel like at the end of the day, it would be put on the taxpayers.
It shouldn't be paid by other taxpayers or something. It should be paid by the person who made that contract. Could have went to Miami-Dade College or Broward College and would have paid $1,000 per semester or something.
There you go. You could have gone to community college.
All right, there's that. What does this say about our college students of today understanding economics?
Yeah, there's a lack of understanding of economics, of personal finance, and the way debt works. And so we talk about this a lot at the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform because this isn't the first time we've made a video talking to students about student loan debt. They seem to think student loan debt is different than other types of debt. A lot of the students in this video said, well, it's different than credit card debt. It's different than a mortgage because those people chose to get those things. I have to get student loan debt if I want a degree. But what they're failing to understand is that there are other ways to get a degree than taking tens of thousands of dollars in student loans. One student in the video said you could go to community college. There are other options right now. We talk about the fact that the first 2 years of school across the board are pretty much the same with those general education courses. And so what we try to point out to students is, look, you can go to an in-state school. You can go to a community college. You can try to work your way through school, do well in high school to earn scholarships. You don't have to take out $50,000 a year to go to an institution just to get a bachelor's degree.
Eduardo, what else are you working on now? I know you always have interesting ideas. What's next?
Well, right now it's really monitoring what schools are going to do as we approach the fall. A lot of schools have gone back and forth saying they're going to open, saying, well, we may have some in-person things. And I think the situation, in fairness, is changing every single day. So a lot of students out there are talking to us about the fact that they want in-person classes. They want some in-person activities. So we are reporting and monitoring what schools are going to be doing, if they're able to even do some of those things, and how it's going to change higher education moving forward. Is it going to affect enrollment? Are we going to see less students, going to higher education in general, not only this semester, but in the near future? And so these are all interesting things we're monitoring right now during the coronavirus. And as you guys know, doing all your reporting here at Newsmax, it's hard to keep track of. It's changing all the time, but we're trying to see how it's going to go moving forward.
I've got an idea for you. I was sitting here talking to you, and I'm realizing I would love to know what college students think about the use of TikTok right now. Are they nervous about it? Are they scared about it? Do they not care, about it possibly being banned or probably getting brought to the United States of America? What are their thoughts on TikTok now that we know a lot more about it, and China?
Well, that's a great point. TikTok is extremely popular among younger Americans. They don't seem to know about the China connection, and a lot of them have complained. We've seen them on social media. We've seen them in different students we've talked to really upset at this decision, but that's a great idea. That's maybe something we do in the near future where we talk to students to see if they're aware of the threat, to see if they're aware of the connections. It's interesting because younger Americans seem to be more concerned about privacy as they use social media, but do they know that TikTok was canceled for some of those reasons, because of the use of data, because where the data was going? So we're going to see that's a very interesting point, and that's something I'm definitely interested in talking to students about.
Yeah, that'd be good stuff there. Eduardo Neret joining us live. Always good to see you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me.